Good evening, guys, and welcome back to possibly the last episode of The Save. If all goes well, it's the last episode of The Save. If it doesn't go well, it's the last episode of the season. And let's hope that we can win the Champions League at our first attempt here at Newcastle. Good evening, Josa. How are you? It has to be said that I was thinking back that I have not lost a final in I don't know how long. Even on Friday in the Ipswich Save, our first season in the Premier League, we finished in 13th and we won the FA Cup final. And I can't remember the last time I lost a final. So there is one coming. Oh boy. But we have to get past Paris Saint-Germain first in the semi-final. We beat them by 4-0 in the first leg. It was a comprehensive victory. They didn't play very well. We were outstanding. They're going to be a different team today. And they're probably going to play a lot better. But we have 4 goals to play with. We do know they're going to play with this tiki-taka. I think it's a tiki-taka they're going to play with. Yeah, it's a vertical tiki-taka. They're going to play with these inverted wingers, inside forwards coming inside. We've got to watch the edges of our penalty area, the corners. And a couple of little tweaks are necessary. We need our wing-backs to close down just a little bit more. Yeah, we've got Peterson doing that already. We'll just have him on balanced, and we just need to make sure that we close off these areas. I also want them to sit narrower so that we can deal with the balls through the middle, and we will play a low block, and we're going to play with a higher line, and the rest of it we will play as we play. And I'm not going to counter press, obviously. We're in a low block. And so we come to the second leg. Winley, what's the matter? Not doing so good. Just got back from West Ham, Liverpool. Surely not a West Ham supporter. If you are, I feel so bad for you. Was it Liverpool were good, or was it West Ham were poor? Combination of both. I think Salah was outstanding. And so we have to go and see what Paris Saint-Germain are going to throw at us. He does like to have these two switched over. And in game, I do think we need to be positive. I think sitting back too much. We need to have some attacking threat. We have this goalkeeper, Ben Beck, still in goal. Ramirez is nowhere near getting back to fitness. He's still 3 to 5 weeks away. He will even miss the final. So we do have this goalkeeper who's playing very, very well. But how long he can sustain this, I don't know. I'm happy to go with this first team. Bajcetic comes in because Tonali's gone home, and I'm happy with this team. It looks good on paper. And hopefully, good evening, Callum. How are you doing? I've just been saying, Callum, I've been in so many finals and I've won so many finals. I can't remember the last time I lost one. And so there is one coming, and it might be I have to go another year. This is our first year in the Champions League with Newcastle. We haven't won the semi-final yet. Paris Saint-Germain are a very, very good team, and we are going to have to play well to beat them, even though we are 4-0 up. I've been playing the other save that I'm preparing, so I'd better turn the sound off. Just turn all that off for now. And that's better. Now we can go. And I don't know, guys. Could you hear that sound while it was in the background? Because for the final, I just might turn the music back on and the sound. If you can hear it. If you can't, might be nice to have a bit of atmosphere. I think it's good. Let's show them the recent praise and our outstanding league title victory is thoroughly deserved, and let's go out and show the world what we can do. And so, hopefully, the final episode, I do need to go and ask my assistant, of course, having forgotten to do that. See what he says. Kylian Mbappe, he's old now, isn't he? He's 34 years old, but look at the pace. He's still got 18 pace, 18 acceleration, and tremendous pace. And so probably not a good idea. Vitinha is a very good player, and I want to tight mark him. Ugarte is just a ball winner. And who's the other one here? Simmons. Probably need to tight mark him as well. So let's try and take their midfielders out of the game. And we'll sit back and let them come at us and see what they can do. I don't. 4-0 up. It's got to be a victory here. If this first team can't hold on to a 4-0 lead, I'll be very, very surprised. You can see we are being pushed back. I expect to concede possession and hopefully catch them on the counter-attack with these world-class forwards that we have. Hi, Patero, how are you doing? About to play Real Madrid in the Champions League final. And I actually feel that this is not going to be the year. It's Newcastle's first year in Europe since we joined them. Not in Europe, in the Champions League. And this where they've scored already, and it was offside. So it is a bit of a warning. I'm playing with the higher line to try and stop those through balls. And I think they've gone a goal up. So it is... No, it's been disallowed. Good luck in your Champions League, Patero. Tales of the tape. Have you given playing FM pseudo attribute less a thought? I have given it a thought, but I kind of like... I like to have the attributes. It's the way I've always played. It helps me to decide who's good and who's not good. Playing it not knowing probably wouldn't suit me. But yeah, I suppose it is a thought. Good evening, Max. Wasn't that something else, that cup final with Ipswich? Totally out of the blue. And at the moment, there's 20 minutes gone, and it is still... And we do have to watch these corners. You can see, if they're playing a vertical tiki-taka, you have to defend these corners well. And that's why I like the fullbacks, who are responsible for that, to be closing down a little bit more. And we did the job there. So it's a little tip for you guys. If you're playing against a vertical tiki-taka, just make sure that you've got the corners of the penalty area sorted out. And that your fullbacks or wingbacks are closing down a little bit more. And we've got a chance. It's Carioca. Come on. Let's make it 5-0. And they're not going to score from there, buddy. But we've had most of the opportunities. 3 shots, 2 on target. And possession-wise even, we're almost equal to PSG. It's very difficult for me to see the blue here, but I can see that's exactly what I would expect from a vertical tiki-taka, and the fact that they are narrow means that they're going to play into my hands at this rate unless they change their tactic a little bit. And I can see they're reducing the amount of play down the middle, something to be aware of. And it might be they've decided, okay, let's go down the flanks. But at the moment, everything seems to be working out for us. And we are holding out here. But can we get a goal? Can we get a goal that will finish the tie? I think it's pretty much finished now. Even if they get a couple of goals, it's no big deal. But we've got to be closing them down a bit better than that, boys. And we kind of let let them play that ball over the top. But again, we're defending the corners quite well. And it's really important when they're playing narrow. You've got to stop them in these areas. And we've done so. Livramento is playing for PSG. Quite interesting. Again, they're using that corner and the little dink crosses that they'll put over. And it's very difficult. That's why the vertical tiki-taka is very difficult. Again, you can see it's that corner of the penalty area. It's really difficult to defend against. But we've done well. And at half-time, it's 0-0. And I think you've done beautifully so far. Let's see this through to the end. I think I can't complain about anybody. Arwell Davis has not been having his best game. I'm going to tell him that I need a little bit more. You've not been good enough. I had to have a quiet word with him. And, oh boy, this is... I'd 4-0 up. I shouldn't even be worried. This is a good team, and they should be able to get a result away at PSG. But I always worry when I play semi-finals. Even if I'm 4-0 up in FM, there's always a chance. If they get a couple of quick goals, the game is different. And we need to get a goal and put this to bed if we possibly can. I don't know if positive is the right thing to do. I kind of feel I should be playing in a more balanced style of play, but while it's going well, and while we've got the possession we've got, our passing is excellent at 93%, and we are zipping it around a little bit, so that's pretty good for a very high tempo, or a high tempo. Doesn't look really like anybody is causing us too much problem from PSG, but they're clinical. They're a very, very good attacking team, and as long as we defend well, defending has been good this season, but I don't think our defence is as good as our attack. And so I think if we have to go another season, the 240 million or so I've got to spend should go on defence. I think we do need to strengthen and just get a little bit better at the back. And maybe it's a case of getting in somebody better than Bajcetic. Neves is getting old now. We might have to just look, instead of the defence, but look at the midfield and look at what the midfield can do. Because Tonali, I've got no interest in signing another contract with him. Going home for a month at the end of the season doesn't make any sense to me. And we're going to type Mark Mendes because he's beginning to show himself as a little bit of a threat down this left-hand side. But Peterson should be able to deal with him if we decide, let's type mark him. And so far, coming up to 60 minutes, I don't mind if they score a couple of goals now. I won't like the red dot that you get in the schedule. I won't like it at all. But they've got some work to do in the last 30 minutes to stop us getting to the final. And it's been fairly quiet. The low block has kept them quiet. We haven't created much as a result, even though we're playing in positive. I'm going back to balanced now because positive isn't creating anything. And we can take fewer risks going forward. And we're giving the ball away a little bit. And again, see how they're using the corners of the penalty area to actually make their attacks. And they have scored, and probably deservedly so. Most of the highlights have been with them. We made 2 terrible errors there. And I think that was Peterson, was it? No, it was Bajcetic who made those errors. And we've gone to go behind. But as I said, I'm not too worried. I'm going to make some changes now. There's some players who are not playing well. Like Gray is not having his best game, I can see. So we're going to make some changes. Canote can come on. And Musiala's not playing very well, but Florian Wirtz is having a nightmare. Khumalo can come on. I wonder if this save is made for Khumalo. Is it made for Khumalo? Is he going to come in and score the goal that wins the Champions League? It just would be the fairy tale. And Davis isn't having the best of games out there. I think João Neves probably needs to come off as well. And I think I will make my final change, which will be Musiala. So I will push Khumalo up, and then I will bring on Ryan Caswell, the young 18-year-old lad. Get him some experience of playing in big European games. I think they've probably been the better side than us on the day, but they haven't done anywhere near enough to knock us out of the tie. They've dominated the second half, but we have won the semi-final, and that's all that counts. It's played over 2 legs, and we've won the 2 legs basically, and there's just a few minutes left now, and let's see if we can get it. It's Caswell. Go on, son. He almost got the equaliser. I like this young boy, and he has got to be a big part of this team going forward. I think he's just 18 years old still, isn't he? What a player. Made his debut at 16, I think. And what a player he's going to become. Attributes don't match his ability, I think, at the moment. It's a little bit deceptive. But he certainly knows how to play football. And we got another chance. And we've blasted it over the bar, and it is Caswell. I'm just bigging him up there. He actually was saved. So fair enough. It makes me pay more attention to form and performance. I wouldn't drop Romero. Yeah, I suppose there is that. I suppose it's got to be more difficult. Although you do have some stars, I think, that tell you a little of their attributes, I'm guessing. So I'm just going to pop it into positive for the last few minutes. I'm going to tell Landerson to get further forward as well. Just see if we can't get an equaliser. And but we are home and dry now. They're not going to score 3 goals in the last 5 minutes or so. We're home and dry now. The low block is good. We defend really well. Jesus Aber did very well there. Go on, Caswell. Lovely pass into space. Khumalo! Ho, 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 ho! Khumalo! And that's what I want him to do in the final, is to come off the bench and rasper one in from distance. That was exactly what he did in the Libertadores final. Coming off the bench, and he just wellied one from distance. And we won the Libertadores 3-2 with that late goal from Khumalo. He's done it again in the semi-final. He's kept me from having a red dot. At least, what a strike. What a player. Is this made for Khumalo? Is he going to be the difference in the Champions League? I still have got half a mind actually to play him in the final. And that is it, full time, 1-1. And at the end of the day, we were the better team. What a strike that was by Khumalo. And I have... I'm happy how we won the first leg and got the job done. I'm happy, boys. I am kind of worried about not playing him. I think if we're in the final now, and if I don't play him, will that be a mistake? Barcelona are a very, very good team, and they are a 5-star team compared to us, who are 4.5. And looking at their players. And if we have a look at some of their players, Yamal is a player I've been chasing. But but can't afford. What a player he is. Also, Joel Augusto is another one that I've been chasing. Just look at these boys. We're going to have to set up right. Pedri, of course. What a team. Montoya. Just look at them. They are just immense. So this is why I think this might be the final that I lose. The first one in a long time. I just don't know. I'd love to win it. We have to play another game in a couple of days. Let's give these boys a rest. I would love to win it, but I think it's my time to lose one. You have to lose a final eventually, and it's been so long since I lost a final. And unless my forwards play exceptionally well. Caswell played very well, apparently. Kamalo was awesome. So I am going to play those two, I think, in the next fixture. So that, Caswell, I mean, his attributes don't match. I mean, he's developing really nicely, but they're saying that he could become better than Carioca. So let's look at, he's got maybe 6 years more development. Yeah, he could become a huge player. If you add like 1 point onto each of those for the next 4 years, he's going to be a big player. If he can keep developing like that, why not? He's going to be... Avi Levy... I need to sell him because of political reasons. So I'm going to transfer list him. Just purely political reasons. and Nyrone Lionel probably could become a very good player. 19 years old, another 5 years development. Probably could become a good player. Peterson, has he been in good form? Not enough yet. And Badjatic, no, he's not in good form, so no, we're not doing that. The Scholars announced, it's dreadful, isn't it? Dreadful for Newcastle, absolutely dreadful. So on we go, Bournemouth. They are a decent team, Bournemouth, and set pieces, they create good opportunities from set pieces, and we don't defend very well against. So defensive near post set piece contacts they're not very good at. That's interesting because they create fairly good chances. Doesn't say where, but they're defending corners, they're not good. So we'll bear that in mind when we come to the match preparation, and they're going to play direct counter-attack. And so match preparation, attacking corners and defending corners. So I think that because they're not very good at attacking corners, and we do aim near post, I'm going to play positive against Bournemouth. And I'm going to play in a mid-block with a standard line. Probably makes sense to me. Noah Cooper is not registered. So Verba will come onto the bench. But I will be changing that team very shortly. Verba will probably play. Although I do want Beck to keep playing. I think it's really important for Beck to keep playing. In case he has a bad game, it'd be good for him to have a bad game before. And I think I'm going to rotate. Van can come in. And I think my other left back is injured, isn't he? Who is the other left back? It's Peterson, isn't it? So we'll put Van on the left, and we'll put Moreno on the right. Santiago Borja. I think he's a left-sided player, isn't he? No, no side. But I don't think he is... Yeah, he's got enough pace. He's got enough pace. And then Marcos can come in. And Marcos probably is the better one to... Yeah, switch them over. And Borja can be a central defender. On defend. His passing isn't actually that good. 9 passing. So we'll just play him as a central defender. Get rid of it. And then Landerson, Moscardo can come and play as the anchor. And Landerson can play as the DLP. And up front, Kumalo and Karaoke. No, Kumalo and Caswell. Ryan Caswell. And then we will put in Canote for Gray. And I don't have another striker, do I? So we'll leave Musiala playing as the striker. And that will do. Probably would expect to lose this now because we've rotated against them. But I don't suppose I need to rotate that heavily, but I do need to give these boys playing time. And Musiala didn't play very well last time, did he? I don't think. 6.6. So it might be that Kumalo could go up top. That's what I'm thinking. And Dom Baker, who's been screaming for... Oh, Shazavari actually can play. And that makes more sense to me. Are we allowed 12 subs? I don't think so. It's 9, isn't it? So let's remove. And Akim Gray can be on the bench for Karaoke. So we have Wirtz. I don't think I need 2 central defenders on the bench. So Musiala can come on for Guehi. And then we have a lot. We've got good balance on the bench then as well. So I don't know. Hi, Alon Steam. How are you doing? You just have to, every tactic is the same. You have to tweak it to fit what you have in your squad. And if you don't have something in your squad, then look for another tactic. And I am doing another save at the moment, which is for when I go away. So you guys will have something to watch when I go away on holiday. And I've start uploading those tonight. And I had a problem. And I've tried in pre-season, I've tried 2 or 3 different systems because I couldn't get things to work because I didn't have the players. But I finally settled on what is the best system for them, and seems to be, touch wood, working okay. You have to just make sure, that you've got the personnel who can do the job. In your head, you have a vision of how you want to play. And you got to just make sure that you've got the players to do the job you want them to do. If not, you may have to... Oh, did I tell him I was happy? I meant to say I was unhappy. Hey, Tommy, how are you doing? So, yeah, somebody asked the question here, don't give up, asked, do I have specific instructions? Yes, I do. These 2 are really big players. And I need them to be able to tackle and to mark. And you can see he's got 12 marking, 13 tackling. I won't buy a DLP unless he can tackle and mark, because I want to make sure we can win the ball in midfield. Same for this guy. He should have instructions, but he just doesn't seem to have them. He should be the same. Mark tighter, tackle harder. And I need those instructions for both of them so that they take out the opposition midfield. And they've got to be good enough to do it. So they've got to be aggressive. They've got to have the ability to tackle, the ability to mark. And I will always buy players. And I've seen so many good DLPs. And if I go to my scouting and my shortlist, he might still be on here. He's not on here, unfortunately. But if we look at this one, he probably, although he looks like a really good player, he's probably not good enough for what I need. I'd sign him, but only if I can't find anybody else. And that's like really important. He's a DM. He's a centre-back, but can play as a DM. And years developed. He's not very good, but he can tackle and he can mark. And that's what I need from my midfielders. So it really depends on how you want to play the game, what your style of play is. And then you just get players in that fit what you want to do. And Reckons, how are you doing? Made the move from Mexico to Philadelphia. So is it easy then in the MLS? Sounds like you're doing really well in that Journeyman, Reckons. Sounds like you have nothing to fear. And we will... No, not go. We're not going to... Yeah, maybe we won't tackle harder. I can't think we'll win this game, but I'm willing to... We've won the league already, so it doesn't matter. And we just need to go out, do our best. We've got a reserve team out there. I'm resting the first team. Don't let our good run come to an end. And I'm going to tell them I need a strong defence. They are good players, but they're not my first team players. But we'll see whether Bournemouth can take advantage of what we're doing. And the standard line is because they are going to be playing direct counter-attack. So it means I've got to be very careful of long balls and long diagonal balls as well. So that's why the standard line. And Canote, go on, son. Unlucky. It'd be nice to see Caswell and Kamalo continuing the form they showed in the last game. It'd be really nice. Kamalo, hopefully, is coming into really good form with the final coming up. And I've actually not... Oh, yeah, I've got him up top now. He can play up top or attacking mid. He's good enough for either. And the Caswell has a drive. It's over the bar. The ball seems to go to him like a magnet. And he just seems to pop up where the ball is. He's going to be a very good player. And I guess we are going to probably dominate the game. It's a case of whether we can take our chances. I'm going to go to the assistant because, again, I've forgotten. I'm getting a bit memory fatigued, I think. They got Ronaldo playing for them, have they? That's pretty decent. And Ricci. So that we'll tight mark their midfield because I've got boys in there who can do it. And Jazz Mitchell. Pretty good player. Pretty good player. There's good dribbling, good balance and agility. So I don't want to get too tight to him. Really don't want to get too tight to him. Not with the reserve central defenders. Although I call them reserve central defenders, they're very, very good central defenders. Oh, Shazavari. What are you doing, boy? And Moscardo needs to be told to ease off the tackles now. Quite worrying that it's a 0% shots on target. But as I suspected, we are dominating the game. It's just a case of, can we put one in? Kanate coming very deep. Lovely pass. Van. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's get another victory here. Oh, I say. Have I got work the ball into the box? Yes. I'm going to tell them to be more disciplined because they're just doing things I don't want them to do right at the moment. Philadelphia, bottom of the conference before we took them over and got up to the top straight away. I think you're just too good at the game, reckons. I think that's the problem. I'd be very worried coming up against you, that's for sure. You seem to get to the top of everything. Although we're not doing too bad here either. One of these shots would be a 40-yard screamer again. Kamalo is the one who will do that. He does that so often. We have got one on target now, which is good. Hi, Schmidt-Storm, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. But, of course, underestimating Bournemouth, as we have done, is not a good thing. Like the Premier League, you just can't underestimate teams. As we know in real life. And as we know how difficult every single game is, apart from Liverpool-West Ham this afternoon, which wasn't really difficult for Liverpool, but most of the time these games are really tough. Every game is tough. And I thought Leicester gave Manchester City a game as well. Didn't go the right way, but I thought they played really well, actually. First time in here. Oh, okay. Well, we're a friendly bunch. We're doing really well. We set ourselves out to win 4 of the big 5. The reason why it was 4 was because I didn't think there would be enough time with FM25 coming out in November. But unfortunately, FM25 has been delayed. So there was time after all. But with me going away on holiday as well, and I just decided, okay, right at the beginning, we set out to do 4. And we've won 3 of them. Kanate is injured, is he? We've won 3 of them. We only have the Champions League to do. Kanate is hurt. What's his injury? Who knows? I haven't had any notice that he's got hurt. Wants to stay on, but injury is affecting him. So we are going to have to take him off. And Akim Gray can come on. Messi and Suarez retire early. Oh, that's right, because you've got all those players, those old boys in the MLS, haven't you? That's the problem, isn't it? And they're not as good as they used to be. I did underestimate West Ham. I predicted nil. You overestimated West Ham. Predicting 6-0. It was only 5. So they did better. So you overestimated them. Or was it underestimated? No, you underestimated them. You're quite right. Come on, boys. I need someone to pop one in. And there it is. Shazavari. And who was that? Wasn't quite a 40-yard screamer. But they are taking shots from outside the box. And one has gone in, and we are ahead. It doesn't matter this. We've already won the title. And so it really doesn't matter. But Gray immediately comes on and has an impact. What a player. And good to see Shazavari on the score sheet. FM'd itself. Not sure why YouTube recommended the stream. Have you seen any of the videos that we've done? Take a look at the channel page. We kind of worked out how to play the game, which is why we're winning so many trophies. We won the FA Cup with Ipswich in our first season. We've kind of worked out how to do it. And long time since I've lost a final. And this save, we've won 29 trophies already in 10 seasons, with one more to go, the Champions League final. So that could take it to 30 trophies in 10 seasons. We kind of worked out how to play this game. And it's and there is a video. I know Zealand. There is a video that I've done called Managing Space. And that's what we do. This is what we're doing, is we're managing space. And everything that I do is set up to stop the opposition playing. And the AI can't cope with that when you stop them playing the way they want to. And that's why we're winning so many trophies. And there it is, 2-0. And for this one, we're using it's using the lines to manage space. And for this one, because they're playing direct, I don't have to worry about the middle. So I'm pushing my line up to a mid block. We can't counter press, so I'm not going to do it. So we'll give them this space. And balls over the top, my defense can defend those with the standard line without any problem. I'm not worried at all about them playing in the middle, because they probably don't know how to do that. And that's why we're winning 2-0 now, even with our reserve team. The AI is having a big problem dealing with how we are shutting down space. And that's how to play FM24. And there is a video in my series which shows people how to do it. Go and have a look. And I think a lot of you guys in the chat are using it. I think there's lots of guys in the chat using this system. And every time we do a stream, they're coming in, I just won the Champions League. I just won the FA Cup final with blah, blah, blah. So it is working for them. And I don't know, Reckons, are you playing the line system? I know Tunkai is. Tunkai's getting incredible results. Are you playing the line system, Reckons? And I hope that FM25, when it comes out, will be exactly the same. It'll be built on the same engine. And if it's built on the same match engine with just better graphics, then we'll know how to win in FM25 now as well. Oh, Kamalo's not having his best game, but Gray, Shazavari, Caswell is doing okay. That Rian Caswell is going to be a good player. And in a sense, it'd be good to continue the save, because it would be lovely to see how he develops. He would have to get more game time. He, I think, would become a really, really good player. By the time he's 22, he would be up there. No, yes, if you've just joined us, Shane, it was 1-1, so we are in the final. Kamalo with a screamer. And made it 1-1 at the end, and we're in the final now. I think, despite me worrying, it was a little bit of a foregone conclusion. And that was poor defending, but it was the correct thing to do, because he closed down the space. I think it's Barcelona. We are going to be playing Barcelona in the final. I think Real Madrid, we'll check in a minute, but I think they beat them 1-0. And there's another one. Akim Gray makes it 3-0. And once you stop them long balls over the top, this team can't play through the middle. They just can't do it. 3-0. I think that's game over. Time to rest some players. I actually don't want to keep Akim Gray on. I'd like to take him off, but he's already a sub. But there's some boys here who are tired, maybe need to have a rest. I just need to make sure they're not trying to play up through the middle, which it does look to me, but they can't do it. They're not very good at it. And it does look to me like they are trying to play up the middle. But so I'll give them that space because they're not very good at it. And who was that? Shazavari again. Game over if you were City. I don't think I would ever manage those. Lazio in the round of 16. It's great to be in the final, but I gave up when Ipswich got to the final of the FA Cup. I actually gave up. I wasn't really that focused until I realised we're in this game. And it was like when we were 1-1, I'm like thinking we are in this game. And I made a little change and we went 2-1 up. I'm like, we can win this. And then I didn't see Chelsea change the way they were playing. I was too late reacting to it. And Chelsea got it back to 2-2. And that was my error because I wasn't really that focused, thinking we were going to get absolutely annihilated. And then we beat them on penalties. Extra time was lifeless and we beat them on penalties. And it was job done. It was like, what a game that was. There was so much anxiety, so much nerves. Like everybody in the chat was feeling it. I like reading messages. Like I'm more nervous watching this than I'm watching my team in real life. It was an occasion. What an occasion it was. And so we'll take Van off. There's some tired players here. I don't know why they're so tired. Moscardo can keep going. Ryan Caswell is very tired. So Musiala can come on here. Moreno probably will be the other one to come off. But I'll leave that for a minute. Yeah, the league is won. We won the league in the last episode, if you remember. Won the league by, well, it was quite easy in the end. We can have a look at what we've got here. Yeah, we're 10 points clear. It was quite easy in the league in the end. Another chance. Who was that? Who was that geezer? Training on Monday, whoever that was. I think it might have been Kamalo. Who's not had a great game. But I don't mind. Save it. I want him to save it for the Champions League final. It's just written for him. He scored 2 goals in South Africa in the Champions League in South Africa to win the final. He then hit that wonder strike in the final of the Libertadores to win the Libertadores. It's written for him. And he's been with me for all those years. He's been with me for... Oof. That was unlucky. He's been with me for 7 of the 10 years that... I did send him out on loan at the beginning of this season because we had a strong team. But I've recalled him. I decided to recall him. And it was the right decision to do. I recalled Kanate as well, if you recall. And he's only like 5'4", I think. He's such a good player. And that was a poor pass to him. But we are so strong. Not as strong, not as good, not as Barcelona, that's for sure. But if we set it up right and the lines are right, we will win it. If I get the lines wrong, we'll lose it. Managed South Africa while is in Mexico and took them to the African Cup of Nations final. Reckons you are somebody to be reckoned with. And you watch the Leeds game. I didn't see the Leeds game. I was doing something. It was on in the background. But I actually didn't see it, no. Yeah, I'll have a look, Spike. How are you doing, Spike? Anyway, it's good to see you. But I actually, no, I didn't see it. Have I faced Barca in the save? No. We haven't played against Barcelona. Did we play them in the group stage? We might have. We'll check. I think we beat PSG in the group stage and we might have drawn 1-1 with Barca. We'll have to check that. I'll have to, yeah, that's a good thought. We may well have played them. Come on, boys, let's make it 4. Let's make the manager happy. Gamalo hasn't been great, but let's say fair enough. Moreno is now tired. Let's get Moreno off. What's going on there, referee? Is it a red card, is it? Yep, he's been dismissed. Gray's good from these, but not this time. Watching the darts. Not something that tickles my fancy, that. I remember it way back in the day when it first came onto TV. It was like snooker when that first came onto TV. They're all drinking pints of beer and smoking and all sorts of stuff. And then all that got banned. The old days. I remember Alex Higgins sitting at a snooker table in the World Final, smoking away, puffing away there. That was quite funny. Come on, boys, I want this 4th goal. Don't let me down. Bournemouth are a pretty decent team, and it looks like we've taken them apart. And it just goes to show, if you set your lines up right, the AI can't cope with it. And Bournemouth and they're trying to play it through the middle, and you can see they can't do it. And I've stopped them playing over the top. That's a penalty, ref. That's inside the box. And we don't get many penalties, but I guarantee you this one will be outside. Yeah, guaranteed. We don't get these decisions. If that was the opposition, it'd be a penalty straight away. But it doesn't matter, because Arwell Davis has got me my 4th. It is now 4-0. And we're just romping this. 10 points clear at the top. The job is done. Now the thing is, what do I do in the next game? Who do I play in the next game? Do I play the first team to keep them in shape? To keep them playing? Do I play 6 of them or 7 of them? Okay, Spike, you have a good time, mate. Enjoy the darts. Yep, who needs a pen? Schmidtstorm will do it without set pieces. That's a good result. I'm not very happy with Kamalo, but that's not a problem. Only a 6.5. Play a few to keep sharpness up. Drop your best 4 to the bench. But remember, the best 4, the best 11 Musiala had a run out in this game, and some of them came off the bench and played. I don't know, this is tough. Do you play your first team? Depends when the game is after. There is like almost a 2-week break. In fact, just over a 2-week break. So that's quite interesting. I think I have to play the first team, because if there's a 2-week break, I mean, should I... What do you think? Should I organise a friendly? Is that asking the players too much? Because we've got Wolves in a week, and then it's 2 weeks to the final. Throw a friendly in there. Good or bad team, do you think, guys? I don't know if I should just let them rest for a couple of weeks. Would that be good for them? Or would playing a half of football... I lost the penalty shootout in a non-league playoff. Championship team. Wolves is basically a friendly, yeah. I don't know what to do, to be fair. 2 weeks off, the sharpness will go. I think I do have to arrange a friendly. Even if the first team only play 45 minutes. Just to keep them sharp. So we'll go there and see the smaller reputation, so that they also feel good about themselves. It could be any of these. Maybe Ludogorets. Yeah, let's go for Ludogorets. So we'll play a friendly in the middle of all that. What? What happened there? Oh yeah, I thought it was the last game of the season, but it's before. So now we've got some football a week before, and I can just play the first team for 45 minutes. Just to give them some football in that time. Prefers Gray to Mbappe. Yeah, it's going to upset Mbappe, isn't it? It's interesting. I'm doing a save. As I said earlier, I'm doing a save. I'm getting nervous as well, Shane. Do a normal training, a friendly... I'm going to give them a game. I think it's important to keep up their levels of fitness. If we get the odd injury, we get the odd injury. I trust my team. I trust the squad to be able to cope. I mean, I've got the goalkeeper who's been in for my main goalkeeper. It's just a 20-year-old who's got aerial reach of 10. He's done a good job. He's got over 7 in his ratings. Is he still over 7? Yeah, 7.04. So he's done very well. How many games has he played now? It might be interesting. He's been kind of like very consistent. Doesn't say how many games. Oh, he's played, 12 times, 11 times in this run since our goalkeeper got injured. So he has done extremely well with a rating of 7. Noah Cooper, the other goalkeeper's out. Seems to be picking on my goalkeepers. When this season finishes, I don't know. I did promise a Manchester United rebuild with Amarin's 3 at the back system, and that's fairly easy to work out how he's doing it now. So I could do that one, unless you guys have got something else that you want to do. We're really just biding our time now, finding something interesting. maybe go to Mexico, do something a bit different maybe. And they're not very good at set pieces. We want to do attacking free kicks and attacking corners. In fact, they're a pretty poor team. And they play wing play. So I'm going to play with the mid-block again with the standard line. They're not very good at set pieces. I don't think I need to change anything. I will play the first team in this. Just to give them enough game time. And then everybody can play for 45 minutes in the friendly. So tactically, we're okay for this one. Wouldn't surprise me to see us lose this one. Play for set pieces is also an option. But the problem that I have with play for set pieces, Shane, is when we're playing at a high tempo, playing for set pieces is going to slow it down. So I'm going to play for set pieces. I have to probably slow the tempo down. And oh, look at that. Not a single negative. I don't see that very often. So if I slow the tempo down and go for a more controlled possession. Oh, Tonali. He's decided to report for training and... Oh, he's shown up now with the final coming up. Have I made a promise to him or whatever? No, so I don't have to play him. That's a bit dubious. With the final coming up, he couldn't be bothered to play in the semi-final. Now the semi-final's out of the way. I think I'll go back now. I'm not homesick anymore. Oh, what a diva. What a diva. I mean, the question is, do I play him? He is the best anchor that I've got. Do I play him is the question. Boy. Would you guys play him? Play him against Wolves, yeah. See how he does. See how he does against Wolves. But I think that's really cheeky. And he's not been training very well anyway since he's come back. But let's give him a run out. See what he comes up with. Has he? But Badgetic. Maybe Badgetic hasn't either. Badgetic is ratings. It's just 7.06. That's pretty good, I suppose. His recent form could be better. 6.9, 6.8, 7.7. He's consistently around the 6.9, so he's playing well. And what do you expect in terms of ratings for an anchor who's not going to do much, really? So I'd say that's pretty good. So I think I should play the first team and we'll pop Tonali in there. So Peterson and Arwell. And we'll bring back Jesus, Abba, and Guehi. Guehi is getting old. He probably doesn't need to play in the friendly. But you can see he's also dropped a star. That's because he should be a ball player. It was the other player who is a... And he is also a ball player on defend. Jesus Abba has gone up half a star this season. What a player. Has he still got any development left in him? 23. Maybe a little bit. But what a player he's become. Another Coritiba boy from my Brazilian days. And Tonali, welcome back. Let's get you up to fitness then, and then I'll have a big decision to make. And I wish I could get my goalkeeper back, actually. That's still 4 weeks. He's not coming back. Although he might, because the final is delayed for 2 weeks. So this is another week on. So 3 weeks, he might be back. 2 big decisions to make. Neves, Tonali, Florian, and Carioca. Where is Carioca? There he is. Musiala and Gray. I mean, that is a team. That is a very, very good team. Apart from the goalkeeper, that is an exceptional team. So Moreno, Van Marcos, Bajcetic, Landerson, Kumalo, Caswell, Canote. Seems like a team to me. Shazavari. How many subs am I allowed? The question is, do I need to play Shazavari? Nah. I think I'm thinking that Shazavari should be sold anyway. After this save, maybe do a save in one of the lower Welsh leagues. You've got to think about the time that I've got, Callum, because after this save, I mean, I might have to go one more season, but I'm going on holiday on January the 25th, so there won't be any more streams until March the 6th. So it's about time. Can't drop the keeper with 10 aerial reach. So there's I've got 4 weeks before I go away on holiday. And I have to go away on holiday. I need it after the surgery. And now that I'm better, I should take that holiday and go into the sun for a few weeks. And also my goddaughter is getting married, so I have to be there for that one. January the 25th, I'm leaving on a jet plane. And I shall be on my way to Vietnam. And I spend 5 days or so in Vietnam with my friend, and then both of us are going off to Cebu in the Philippines for some beers and a bit of R&R and some good food. And then I will stay for 3 weeks after he's gone, before I fly back to Vietnam to meet up with more old friends. Not happy with the treatment of Tonali? What is going on here? Players feel you should do more to help Tonali. What? What? Ah? How can I help? I can sell him. What on earth? Few murmurs of discontent. He is the one who decided to come back. I didn't tell him to come back. You've not done enough to help him settle at the club. He's been here for 10 years. I've only been here for 2. So don't blame me for him not settling. I mean, I'll just say whatever they want me to say, and then he'll ask me. But 2 of them are upset. But to help him then. Okay, I'll help him. But I don't know what to do. What does he want me to do? So now I guess I'll go to Tonali. Go to discuss. Does he want me to do anything? No, he doesn't want me. Talk to Tonali about the dressing room atmosphere. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where is it? Where is the dressing room atmosphere? Oh, there it is. I heard you wanted to talk. Let's go. I can't think of anything that would improve the atmosphere. Okay, well, I did ask. I tried to help. He is like, he's going to be sold. He's 33 now, I think, Tonali. He's come to the end of his time, and he's going to be sold. No, not playing with a higher line. It's a nice thought, though. Positive is good enough. If Wolves are going to sit back, we'll play in a mid-block. Yeah, I know he's lacking in match sharpness. He went on holiday for 2 weeks. Sell him to North Korea. Actually, the players who were making a fuss about him weren't highly influential players. I could have just upset them. But we're coming up to the Champions League final. I don't want to upset anyone. This doesn't make any sense. Let's keep that going, boys. Let's have a look at Tonali. He's inspired. He's absolutely inspired. Let's keep this run going, boys. Although, I'm guessing that a defeat will come eventually. In fact, I didn't even look at the lines. And I didn't ask the assistant for his advice. Arwell Davis is booked already. And who have I got in the middle here? Not worth bothering about. Not really worth bothering about this time. They got weaker feet. So we'll just turn him onto his left foot. And we'll turn him onto his right foot. I forgot, did I, to look at the data hub. Does anybody remember what Wolves' style of play is? I can't remember. Is he getting booked or not, referee? No, just a talking to. Evening, James. How are you doing, my friend? Now, we didn't do any defending set-piece training, so I'm guessing they'll score from a set-piece. Because I focused on attacking. I should always leave that to my assistant. So if they are playing down the flanks, then I need to have my fullbacks closing down less. But that's a good tackle. That's Tonali. That's why he's in this team. Tackles and marks. But Wolves are dominating the game at the moment. And we are not really playing very well. Let's give them a shout. Because this isn't good enough. Not a very good start. If they're playing wing play, did I set up for wing play? Yeah. But now I also want my wing backs closing down less. That's better. Not much going on. We haven't actually created anything. And Wolves are the better team, so there is something wrong with the lines, and it might be that the assistant was right. Let's push up. Let's try and play the game in their half. Why close down less? Because it just forces the opposition into the corner. So they go running down the wings, and you don't close them down. You just track them back, and it forces them into the corner flag, basically. That's why I close down less, because I don't want them having I don't want them changing their mind and coming inside. So it's just allowing them, just allows them to go running down the wing, and then eventually they run out of room. So basically you're asking your wing backs just to track them. Don't do anything, just track them into the corner and then engage them. That's if they're playing wide, that's what you need to do. If they're playing narrow, then they have to close down more, because you've got to stop them using the corners of your penalty area. But I can clearly see Wolves are going down the flanks. And even that little tweak I've done with the fullback seems to have made a difference. And we've got the ball now. And that's how FM operates. If you make a correct call, then it rewards you. Make a bad call, then you're in trouble. But I do want us to play further up the pitch, and that was a little tweak as well, and that seems to have paid off. Oh, I thought it was the opening goal. And sometimes you have to hold your hands up, and my assistant was right. We needed to play higher up the pitch. So when he gives me that advice before the game, I don't always take it, but I always remember it. And we've got a better shots on target ratio than Wolves. And we've taken the ball off them now. But they are dangerous on the break, aren't they? And although by not closing down the wingers and the fullbacks, although I'm giving them space, it's space that is no good to them. Oh, come on, boys. You've got to do better than this. I know, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't it be great if Wirtz is fit for the final? There it is! Akim Gray! See, little tweaks. If you just know how to manipulate the lines, what to do with your wing backs, that's all you need to know to play FM. I don't go into any detail. I used to go into huge amounts of detail before I was a YouTuber. But this year I've just found you don't need to play the game. There's so many things you don't need to do. And every year, FM is usually slightly different. And in order to beat the game, it's usually different every year with each version that comes out. Last year, it took me a long time to work it out, and it's 2-0, but I think he's offside, isn't he? No. It took me a long time last year to work it out, and it was simply rolling styles of play. So you have 3 styles of play. Start the game. If you're being beaten, switch to the next style of play. If it's still not working, switch to the next style of play. And eventually one of them changes the course of the game. And it took me a long time to work that out last year. This year was easier. And we started off by looking at how to defend. And we took it from there. We figured out how to defend very early on. And I've done lots of videos on that. And then once I learned how to defend, it was a natural process to look at the lines. And so with the lines, if you manage the lines well, it's pretty hard to lose. You only lose when you don't manage the lines very well. And I do make mistakes. It's not always possible and easy to see. Oh, that should have been 3. That should have been 3, and you can clearly see they're playing wing play. And I need a standard line, and I've got another injury. Let's put Van on. And that doesn't look good for the final. Peterson, my best fullback. Here we go, FM. FM's worried about the quality of my team. But there's nothing up the middle. And so that I don't need to worry about the middle space. All I need to do is just let them play down the flanks. But I'm not going to give them any space behind me, because my line is set to standard, and it means they can't get into that space, and they end up crossing deep from deep, which are no good in terms of crosses. So we worked this out really quickly this year. And it looks like FM25, I think my belief is FM25 is built on the same match engine, that they haven't made the changes that they normally make each year. Their focus has been entirely on the graphics. So the match engine is going to be the same. So if this is going to work in 25. Yeah, it's not Wirtz that's getting injured tonight. Unfortunately, it's my best fullback who's getting injured. Gonna get one or two. No matter what you do, you could send them home and not train at all for 3 weeks, and 3 of them will trip over the cat. So it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get injuries, and you're going to have to deal with those injuries. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me for Badgertich to get an injury, so that Tonali has to play and he's not really fit. And he's not in a good mood. Be like, that would be really funny. But then I would probably play Moscardo, not Tonali. I'm not playing Tonali in the final. Sulk all you like. That's just bonkers. I mean, we've hardly got out a puff here today. The boys are strolling around. Not even out of puff. But Wolves started well, but we made the tweaks and we took over. And that's why you unexpectedly lose games in FM. You might be winning and everything's going well, and then suddenly you lose one and you can't figure it out. Look at this. That's why you're losing it. And, adjust your lines so that you deal with the spaces, and then you'll start winning it again. Right, time to make some changes. Musiala's picked up a knock as well. He's saying they're all going to. Kamalo can come on. Probably means I have to play Kamalo in the final. Is it set up for him? Tonali is lasting again. The boy does have immense stamina, I think. Have a look at his stamina. No, it's only 14. But he's 33 now. He's finished at Newcastle. Arwell Davis. So let's move Van over to the left. And Moreno. And let's get the boys on yellow cards off. Carioca probably needs a rest. We'll just have to tell them to ease off the tackles. I don't want a red card. I don't think it applies to Europe, a red card, does it? But I don't want one. One of them can come off, I think. Carioca needs to come off. So Caswell can come on. And one of them does need to come off. So Marcos can come on for Guehi, who's older than Jesus Abba. It could be a standard line, but that's where I start because I have a very good defence. If my defence was really poor, then I'd probably pull it back a little bit more. What I want, and the reason for that is I want to give them time, because when they receive the ball, they are more likely to make mistakes. So the further back you pull your line, they've got more time when receiving the ball and hopefully will make less mistakes. The problem that you've got with that, and it's always about balance of risk, the problem that you have with that is if you pull the line back too far, you open up space in the middle. And so I use a standard line, but if they're still getting behind my defense and I can see visually they're still getting behind, I'll pull the line back, but only if they're not, if they haven't got any play up the middle. So if Wolves were still getting behind me, I'd pull the line back a bit to close the space behind my fullbacks more, because they haven't done anything up the middle. So basically it's just balance of risk. Every time you move the lines, then you take a risk somewhere. And you've got to decide, am I better defensively or offensively? And it's like, am I better closing the space down, or do I want to stop them taking long shots? So everything that you do is about risk, especially mentality. Do I want to take risks? The more risks I take, the more vulnerable I am at the back. And I'm going back to balance now because we've done the job. I don't need to take risks anymore. We're playing against wing play now, as you can see. And this is really simple. The 40% down the left and 53% of their attacks have gone down the right. That's wing play. So it's really simple to do. Just pull your line back to a standard. Push your line up. They've got more space, so they can get in behind you. Pull your line back. You reduce the amount of space that they've got to work in. Now you're giving them space in the middle. So you're forcing them to try and play through the middle. Wolves are no good at it because they haven't tried anything down the middle. If they start playing down the middle, I've got two options. I can push my line up, which means I've created space for them to play in the way they wanted to play. So I can also close the space by bringing my line of engagement down as well. So now they still don't have space, plus I'm compressing the middle as well. So really it's manipulating the lines. And once you get that right, the AI's, that's it, screwed. It can't deal with you. If they're still getting behind, I've got a standard line. If they're still getting behind and crossing from the byline, then I can pull my line down to a lower one and come into a low block. And what I will do then is I'm compressing the middle again to stop them playing down the middle, but they've got no space at all. So it's just how you manipulate the lines. And it's basically, where are they playing and how can I stop them using that space? That's what you're doing. And then it's very, very difficult to lose. Very difficult to lose. You will get odd results, and I do get odd results. Chelsea was an odd result. The 2 defeats against Chelsea. Just like, get annoyed, throw your computer out the window, do what you need to do, but just accept that there will be strange results. But if you keep using this system, you're going to win trophies. And we've won so many. Winning the FA Cup with Ipswich is really impossible with the team that I had. We were 1,000 to 1 to win the Premier League. We were like predicted to finish right at the bottom of the pile. It really was the worst team I've managed in a long time. But they finished 13th and went on to win the FA Cup. And he's too good. He's not going to miss that one. 3-0. And do you remember how Wolves started? They started really well. They were giving us a lot of problems early on, but I made 2 tweaks. And I stopped the wing-backs from closing down, was the first one. And then I remembered that my assistant said I should be playing higher up the pitch. So we moved the line of engagement up. And that was it. It was game 1 then. I haven't been bothered by them at all since. How would you do? Yeah, could it be an idea to do the opposite and then lose it? I'm risk losing a game. I don't. You mean in the Champions League? And there's lots of players. And I look at the comments that video on defending space got. There's like so many comments in there. Oh, I've been trying this and it just works so well and I'm winning trophies and I did this with my team and I can't thank you enough because like I can win. I'm winning games. It's like, it's the proof of the pudding is in people trying it out, learning it. And come on, guys, I am not a football manager. This is a computer game. Once you work the game out, I don't want to come across as a fraud. I do know a little bit about football. Not so long ago, Shane. It wasn't that long ago when I started. Do you remember I started doing a series, one for each style? And then I realized it's much simpler than that. It just needs one video. And so we have won the league by 11 clear points. We do have to play this friendly. 2 to 4 weeks, he's gone for the final. Musiala, 5 to 7 days. He should be okay for the final, though. Wirtz is okay for the final, which is even bigger news. Remember, guys, this is a computer game. It's not real life. And every year, I started to discover that in about 22, FM22, that there's a way to dominate the AI if you're just prepared to look for it. Is he a good player? Nah. Bags of pace. Mentals aren't very good. Can cross and dribble, though. He's not bad, I suppose. Not bad. Yep, Peterson will miss, confirmed. What do you normally say? I prefer to be optimistic in times like this. We've got Van. Hey, ZSM. Good to see you, mate. Title, and we are in the Champions League final as well. So 2 more games. So we play a friendly because there was too much time. Moscardo doesn't feel himself. Well, there's only 2 games to go. Does he have a good friend? Not really. Thinks Guehi organises the defence well. Doesn't mean he thinks he's a good leader, but we can ask him to try. Unable. Oh boy. Because he wants to play first team football and he's not getting it. He's only just come into the side in the winter. How many games has he played? What is he? He's an important player. Let's change that to regular starter. It's really upset him. And then you've seemed... Oh, he's furious, is he? Boy. You're a new signing here and you need you to be patient. He is. He's only been here a couple of months. I can understand you want more recognition. He's in the form of his life. He's disappointed. He's playing well, but I've got plenty to offer as well. He's disappointed. Well, be disappointed. Distressed now. Well, if you don't want to play in this team, that's up to you. Go and play for Manchester United and win nothing. Up to you. So Gray wins the Footballer of the Year, the PFA Footballer of the Year, but couldn't get the golden boot off Haaland. Another Manager of the Year got a desperately unhappy Moscardo. I should have just told him I'd play him more and then don't play him. Oh, these players. He's good. He's a good player. For a youngster. So we will pop him on the shortlist. We have 243 million to play with. I know, not much, but oh, he's already on the shortlist. Pinto's a good fullback. I know about him. Yamal, Barcelona. I'd love to sign him. They're probably not very good, are they? I don't think we need to worry about them too much. And they will play wing play. So we'll start exactly the same way. Mid-block, standard line. And we don't need to do anything else. Musiala is injured. So I'll play the first team for the first 45 minutes. And then swap them all over. Ramirez fit? Yep. No. So Borgia comes onto the bench. Peterson injured. Of course he's injured. Ratcliffe hasn't played for a while. Nathaniel Wilson. Dom Baker. Moscardo. Shazavari. And let's put Moscardo in them. Show me what you can do, buddy. Canote starts up top. Actually, Kamalo can start up top. And Euro. So that's a pretty cool bench. Oh, I've got to pick someone on the right. Van can play on the right. So they can play for just 45 minutes. Absolutely night. Why is that hilarious, said SM. I keep trying to sell Euro, but nobody wants to buy him. We're just at this phase of FM where it's going to wait 2 years until you can sell a player. I mean, nobody wants to buy him. I've reduced the price to a ridiculously low amount. Yeah, that Burmeister is an extremely good forward, but I already know he's not going to Southampton. No. What on earth would he want to go to Southampton for? Not selling him, and quote me on that. He's my boy. Kamalo's not going anywhere. Guehi's injured. Well, do the things that you can do. Offer him out via the transfer room. Offer him out. Try an intermediary. I couldn't even get intermediaries interested in getting rid of him. Lower the price as much as you can. I just could not do anything. I asked him to find a club, but he couldn't do it. I've already got money in the kitty. I've got 230 32 million in the kitty already. I could just simply go and buy him. It's plenty of cash. And I don't know... Oh, we got another injury. Look at it building up here. And I don't know if I need to buy too many players. If we don't win the Champions League, we'll win it next year just by bringing in 2 or 3 players. They're not major changes I need to make anymore. So I don't know. What Eve is the intermediary? What do you mean, ZSM? What Eve is the intermediary? I just kept trying to hire an intermediary, and they just kept coming back and saying no interest, sorry. So it's like, okay, Euro has been a nightmare to try and sell. And I'd have thought he'd have sold really easy. What? What did I tell him then? Oh, I criticised his training. Now I've upset Gray. See, that's not focusing. Tonali, 5.6. So the team is starting to fall apart here at the moment. Yeah, what Nightwalker says, it's somebody that does that knows the market and goes out and finds someone. He will give you 3 or 4 alternatives. I could sell him here at this price or here at this price, generally lower than what you've got him listed for, and you have to give him a percentage of the sale. It's kind of like your last resort if you can't sell him, but I use it quite a lot, but I still can't sell players. So I've got now Gray, who's upset. What's his morale? It's very good. Dissatisfied with your treatment of him. I'll have to make it up to him. But for now, we just want to go and play this friendly. We'll probably switch this to key highlights once we've got the match sorted out, once we know we're going to win it. Should be a walk in the park, this, as they say. Probably be a 2-0 defeat. They're not that great, are they? It should be. Give me a selection headache, boys. Mascherano is complacent. After all that fuss, he's complacent. So you can see how wide they are. They're going to try and get behind me. So I've got to make sure that they can't get behind me. So I lower my line, but I then give them some space in the middle. So it's whether or not now they can use that space. Are they good enough to use that space in the middle? If they're not, they're in trouble. And I think this... We'll go into key highlights because I think we should be winning this quite easily. At least I hope. And there's the first one. Jesus, Abba, get in. It should be about 9 or 10-0 this. Just to keep the boys happy. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like he handles the transfer for you, but you have to pay him between 7 and 10%. But it's going to be lower than the value you've put on the player. And it doesn't always work. And sometimes they will come back to you and said everybody's changed their mind. Sometimes they'll just come up to you and say, sorry, there's no interest. I'd like to, but nobody would be interested in him. And that's what's been happening with Euro. Poor Euro. Nobody. You are kidding me, not Kamalo. How many injuries? Somebody was right about not playing the friendlies. Oh, it's not going to be Kamalo's year then. He's not going to be ready now. That's a big injury. He's not going to be ready for the final. I know it's a game will do this. It's making it difficult. Hi, Ivan. Thank you for your kind words. And hopefully you're getting some good results now. It does take a while to learn how to do the lines. But once you've done it, like 15, 20 times, you even start to visually recognize what's going on. And Vertzi's got a goal. But we should be winning this easy. I know, Shane, it's me boy, and I really thought the fairy tale was about to be written, but it's not. So it might be Akim Gray who's going to do the business. But yeah, we're going to get short of forwards, aren't we? Canote hat-trick in the final. I'm starting to get really, really nervous now about the final. I still think the game knows my history, and I'm due to lose one. I'm long overdue. I don't think I have lost a final. I think the last 7, 8 finals I've been in, even more maybe. I think the game knows I'm due to lose a final. He's deadly. Akim Gray is deadly. But unfortunately, nobody's taking the golden boot off Haaland, despite the fact that City have finished in 7th or something. Nobody's taking the golden boot off him. Jesus Abba, that's his second. 3-0. What a player. Maybe it's his final. Maybe it's Jesus Abba, who also was with me at Coritiba. Maybe it's his final. Right, we now need to switch the team at halftime. See, if we look at this team, they are trying to play up through the middle. But because it hasn't taken over from their wing play, it's kind of like indicating that they can't do it. And Akim Gray, I need to... I'm very happy with your performance. I need to pick him up again. I am your friend, Akim. I just clicked the wrong button. Now I need to change the entire team, apart from Beck. So Moreno. And who's the left? Nathaniel Wilson. We haven't seen him for a while. Borja and Marcos. Landerson. Is Tonali on the bench? Yeah, Tonali. And strikers I'm short of. I shouldn't have played Vertzi. So they will have to play through. If I get another striker injury, I'm in big trouble. So Badgetic. Who was playing in there? Oh, Moscardo, wasn't it? So Shazavari. can come on. Dom Baker. Switch those over. Do I have any attacking mids? Ryan Caswell. So let's put Shazavari up there. He can't play it up there, but it doesn't matter. And then bring on... Let's bring on Ryan Caswell for Gray. Ryan Caswell can go and fill his boots out there. So we've got most of the important players off the pitch. We've still got Kanote, but at least Gray and Musiala are not on the pitch. Musiala, I'm hoping, will be fit. So I really need to keep an eye on this team because they are trying to play up through the middle. Oh, who was that? Caswell, you've got to do better than that, son. I need you to do some training on your shooting, son. I mean, Ben Beck, the goalkeeper's having another good game. Fair play. He is due to make mistakes, though. Oh! Tonali. The goalkeeper is due to make a mistake or two, and I'm kind of hoping he does it in this game. They're still focusing down that flank where I've got my attacking wing back, but they're not good enough to use the space, the limited space. Go on, Shaza. We are not shooting very well. It'll work in any league, Shane. But if you think about lower leagues, Shane, your defense isn't going to be very good anyway. You would not want to be playing with a high or much higher line in a lower league. Your defense is no good. It's not... And everybody's just going to be lumping balls over the top. It's the last thing you want to do. Lower leagues, you want... Oh, that was a good shot. Kanote. Lower leagues, you just want to set it at standard to begin. That gives your defenders more time to deal with the ball if they get it. They also can turn... They've got more time to turn and chase it. So I would never play in a lower league with a high line or a much higher line. Suicide. And I definitely wouldn't be counter-pressing either. Not in the lower leagues. Probably not even counter-attacking. Those two buttons are very dangerous. Yeah, start it at standard. And if they're still getting behind you, lower it. What you might have to do, you see they are playing up through the middle. What you might have to do, you see now, I can see that there's a lot more up the middle. So what I've got to do now, is I've got to lift my line up. I need to compact that space now. I am giving them more room out here, but we'll see if they change it back to a wing play. If it changes back, then I will pull the line back again, but then I'll go into a low block to compress the space in the middle. And I've got them both ways then. I wouldn't say lower line. Start it at standard. If they're still getting behind you, then lower it. And you will have to close the space in the middle probably then. So you'll have to bring your line of engagement back. Doesn't matter whether you bring your line of engagement back, you're still closing the space. And once they can't use the space, you've won the game. No, it's not something I would ever do, Shane. And now we're taking them apart. 5-0 now. Morecambe playing with a high line, high press, counter press. They'd be knackered in 5 minutes to begin with. They're just not capable of playing that way, those small teams. More direct passing is good, yeah. And if you can set them at a standard tempo so that they're not dilly-dallying on the ball at the back, you need to get the ball forward as quick as possible. More direct passing, higher tempo. Just get the ball up the pitch basically as fast as you can. No fancy passing it around. It's just, yeah, don't get them doing anything fancy at all. I mean, look at their attributes. It'll tell you we can't do this, boss. A couple of their boys are having quite good games, actually. Rick and Vlasilov. Who's Rick? I don't even know who they are. Lazarov we do know about. Let's ask the assistant. Oh, there's Rick. So they're still trying to go up through the middle. So now I've raised the line. It should hopefully stop them. But if they continue to bully my goal, then what I can do is just come back into a low block. Now they've got no space at all in there. And that should diminish because it's pointless them going down there. But match has ended. Now, Kamalo. 3 to 4 weeks. He's gone. Cool, this game doesn't like me, does it? Where's my injury situation now? God blimey. Kamalo, Cooper, Peterson. Musiala might be back one day. So I've taken my goalkeeper out and my best fullback. Plus my boy Kamalo, but it's given me Musiala back. Yeah, Kamalo's gone. I was thinking the script was written for him. So the FA Cup final was won by Chelsea. They beat me in the semi-final. I was not too happy about that, actually. Out of the Champions League final. Oh boy, I gotta think about who is going to play them. Who is going to play? Kamalo can't, but he was only going to be on the bench anyway. Musiala will be back, but probably then he'll be only available for 45 minutes. So let's put Musiala in, presuming he's going to be fit. Gray, of course, plays up top with him. Carioca and Wirtz. So we have got a pretty decent team. Van Davis. Yeah, so we're okay. And Ben Beck in goal. Okay, ZSM, I'll see you in a bit. Don't miss the final. This is just a good team. Just a very, very good team. Very, very good set piece. Create poor chances from set piece, but it says win a high proportion of first contacts. Create fairly poor chances. So does that... So that which one is it? Do they create good chances or bad chances? I don't know. I think corners are more dangerous than free kicks. So we'll defend. I'm going to change the training because I don't think we need to do 2 of those. So we're going to go and do penalties in there. I'm going to do an extra. We're going to do team bonding in there. That's much better. I'm just so nervous. Died age 100. I wasn't a big fan of Jimmy Carter, to be fair. I haven't been a big fan of a president since JFK. But you guys don't remember JFK, do you? Martin Noble has caught the eye. Who is Martin Noble? Do I need to know about him? Is he a Newcastle player, is he? No? Why would I need to know about him? He must be. How do you envisage a long-term development going? Fantastic. Happy to see him winning awards. Come on, boys. The final. The final. Oh, boy. Is it possible we can do another final? I can't remember how they played against us. Tiki-taka. Which is dangerous because it's all across the pitch. So what we do know is we need to start with a higher line. I'm going to go into a low block with a higher line. And then I need to make sure that that they're closing down more. Both of them. And then that should help with the edges of the penalty area. I also want these geezers, not him particularly, but Guehi, to close down more often. Doesn't want to tackle harder. Okay, we'll take that off them. But I want him pushing up into that space. So I think we'll play balance to begin with. And I don't think we'll alter the way that we're going to play. Attacking wise, we just need to get the ball up to our forwards as fast as possible. That's the strongest part of our team. Yeah, he does it quite well. Oh no, I've got Hakim Gray injured, but he should be fit. The game's relentless. I wonder how many injuries Barcelona got in the last couple of weeks. Not many, I expect. So we go. Let's have a look. Oh, Yamal is out. Ansu Fati is doubtful. Montoya is out. So they have had a few. Not as many as me, but they've had a few. So we want attacking, free kicks, penalties. I want defending corners and penalties. We've done enough work on penalties. Ramirez, is he back, is he? Is he fit? Expected to be out for 5 to 10 days. He's not fit. I might put him on the bench. Beck deserves his chance. He's not a great goalkeeper, but he's gone up half a star in the last, half a season. He deserves his chance. Hakim Gray, he's got to play regardless. So Moreno and Nathaniel Wilson, he's unregistered. So I don't have Do I have another? Peterson is still injured. It's kind of taken out all my full-backs, isn't it? Marcos can play as the right full-back. This is terrible. It's just taken out. It's taken out all my full-backs. Tonali or Bajcetic? What should I do, boys? Tonali or Bajcetic? Bajcetic or Tonali? Neves, yeah, of course. So Moscardo can play central defender as well. I'm really struggling to put a team on the bench here. Tonali on the bench with Landerson. Euro is unregistered. Okay, how many subs am I allowed? I'm struggling to put a bench out now. 5 subs from 12. I can't put 12 on the bench. I don't have enough players. So these two are gone. And that's gone. So all those are no good. I might have to just risk putting Peterson on the bench. Ratcliffe is gone. I might have to play him. If one of these gets injured, I might have to play him. In Beck we trust. Oh, but this is a really, really tough one. Balde. Let's go back and have a look at their report. Who is the boy? Good off the ball movement. So I need players who at the back who've got good positioning. I'm not seeing... Oh, here he is. Fatty, but he's injured. So the best player they have is out. He's doubtful. He's not going to make it. Go back to the tab. Players with good positioning. Van. 15. He's good enough. Aber should have good positioning. 16. He's good enough. Guehi. 16. He's good enough. Arwell Davis should be good enough. 14. That's fine for a wing back. Anybody better? 14. Not really. I don't think there's anybody better here. 15. They're all not bad. What about these two boys? Bajcetic positioning. 16. Neves positioning. 14. That's good enough for a DLP. And then Tonali positioning 15. So he's not as good as Bajcetic. And that's all I've got on the bench. That's it. 10 out of 12. FM has been really nasty. So we know that Balde is a danger. And who is the playmaker? Who's their playmaker? Fernandez. These two are, and Fernandez and Gluck. Fernandez, Gluck and Balde. Hold a team meeting. If we tell the players they're expected to win, What are you? Are you on drugs? This is our first time in the Champions League. We're expected to win. I know how special cup finals are, so enjoy the occasion, drink it in, and do everything you can to make it a memorable day. I'm not going to say you're supposed to win. He's a bit crazy at times. He sometimes will tell me to play very attacking against Liverpool. He's nuts sometimes. Who is this guy? 25 years old. Not very brave. Can tackle and mark though. His positioning is poor. Positioning is quite important for a defender to deal with that off the ball. They also need good composure. They need good decision making and good anticipation. If Gray is here, I need to tell him he's done really well. In fact, I need to go to training and find him and tell him. But his training's gone down. He was obviously not impressed with me. Oh, he's not been training, has he? That's why. Because he's injured. Interesting, if he's not been training, is he up for it when it comes to penalties? Oh, Southampton, a deal worth 53 million for Euro. This is, I think, the biggest game that I think I've ever played. 10 seasons this Journeyman has been going. We're looking at the climax. I'm going to turn the sound on a little bit. I want some atmosphere. So we'll have match sounds and music. And hopefully it won't be too loud. Match volume. Let's just bring it down a tad. So it's in the background. Because if we put the music on, we'll get that doo doo doo. Oh, and I want to turn on match introduction, don't I? We gotta make this big one. We don't want to skip match day experience. That should be there anyway. But where is the? Why am I not getting the? Why do I not get the intro, the match intro? Ah, show pre-match introduction. And I'm also going to go to comprehensive to begin with. I need to see this game. Okay, here we go. Crush and Rock. We're either going to finish the save here, or he wants Tonali and I don't. Or we are going to have to do another season. I think that go positive. If we are expected to win, we should... Now, he's saying focus play down the middle. I don't want to do that yet, but I will bear it in mind. I will bear it in mind. Here we go. Is this going to be it? Barcelona and Newcastle. Where's the crowd noise? Oh, there it is. Can you guys hear it? Is it too loud? Is the crowd noise too loud? Can you even hear it? I don't even know if that part of OBS is switched on. At least I can hear it. Bit of atmosphere. But not loud. Maybe that's because that bit of OBS is not switched on. I wonder if I can find that. Desktop audio. Well, this is weird. Now, can you hear it now? It's probably a bit loud now. Is it too loud? If it's too loud, how do I reduce it? I reduce it here. How about that? That looks visually on the audio mixer like it's a bit better. Okay, so let's go and win that trophy, boys, and show everybody what we're about. I don't feel as confident as everybody else feels. I'm a bag of nerves, personally. So, what do we know? Ball day is a danger. But he's not that good. But we should type mark him anyway. The other one was Gluck, who is a playmaker, so we want to take his space away. And he doesn't like a hard tackle. So probably right to close him down. And then the other one was Montoya, who's a very good player, who we need to type mark as well. And I think the rest we'll just assess as we go along. Are you ready, boys? Come on, Newcastle. Come on. Yeah. They must have a plan to change from 4-3-3. They are going to have some plan. I would be very surprised if they haven't got some plan. I just don't think it's going to be our day. I was thinking of signing that boy Carapito, but I decided against it because he can't tackle. The boys need to calm down. I mean, I need to calm down. So far, so good. It's only 43 seconds in. Are Barcelona going to take the lead? Whew. Come on, boys. Let's get the ball. Let's get the ball under control. They're carrying the ball forward rather than passing it. Looks like they're carrying the ball forward. So, Guehi, I think I told him, yeah, so let's not close down so much. If they're dribbling the ball. Go on, Gray. Go on, son. Oh, offside. Panic. I am so nervous. It's almost like it's real life for me. Go on, intercept that. Lovely job. Almost got sent off. I mean, it must be horrible to get somebody sent off in a Champions League final. I think the sound is a bit loud, isn't it? So I should sort the sound out. Well done, boys. The only problem is we don't have the ball. Let's stop it here. Let's sort the sound out. I think it is a bit loud for you guys, is it? I think it's a bit loud. Let's bring it down there. Yeah, let's bring it down a little bit. We need to get hold of the ball. We're not controlling the game, which is a function of the lines. And it could be that I'm not playing high enough. So I'm going to go higher up the pitch. Try and play in their half a little bit. It's up to the boys now to move it forward quickly. That's better. That's much better. Go on, son. Go on, Musiala. Get in. Oh, offside again. We're right on the... Still a bit loud, isn't it? Oh, wait. I know why. I have to turn it down in the preferences, not in OBS. It's the preferences. And I can't do that from here until I get to half time. It's not going so well at the moment. I'm going to come off... Well done, Beck. I'm going to come off positive. I'm just going to play balanced until we sort this out. I don't want people pushing forward. The high line might not be the right thing to do. I'll judge that in a minute. But they have certainly got a surprise for us. But come on, Gray. Come on, son. We're offside all the time. We're getting caught offside. That is a function of the lines, isn't it? Why are we getting caught offside? Oof. Come on! The space is behind the... is on the right-hand side, down the left. The space is down the left. Go on, son. Go on, Gray. I hate finals. I like winning them, but I hate playing them. Offside again. Do I need to slow the passing down? Is it? Are we offside? Because the passing is too... That's not what I wanted. Do I have to get hold of the ball? That is interesting. Okay, I think I need to get hold of the ball. And just slow it down a little bit. I think we're giving the... It's too frantic. I think we're giving the ball away. So we need to get hold of the ball. We got back instantly. What a manager. We have got it back instantly. Straight back, and it's going to ask me now if I want to keep the changes. Yeah, the space is all down there. So do I want to proceed with the tactical changes now? Do I want to try and keep the ball a little bit? That is the question. Yes, I'm going to try and keep the ball for a little while. If you look at the position map, the team's position map, you could see it where the space was. Come on, boys. Pick up the loose ball. Nicely done, Gray. Go on, son. Do it for Kamalo. That's it. Put him out of the game. Lovely job. So how do I get to the home screen from here? And then I can go to preferences from here, can I? And the sound needs to come down another notch, because I'm pretty sure it's a bit loud for you guys. Ah, that's better. Come on, boys, come on. I want to slow Barcelona down. They are playing at a very high tempo. And I'm going to come back into a mid-block because they're just going to play around us. Come on, boys. Look, we've already thought about type marking him, haven't we? But Emery. Come on, don't give him another one. See, there's that corner of the area. It's deadly with a tiki-taka. The problem with the standard tiki-taka is you don't know where they're going to play. They could play all across the pitch, but it's going to be a very high tempo, and they're going to press like hell high up the pitch. Your defense needs to be very composed and not do silly things like that and give away stupid corners. We are so vulnerable from set pieces. Hope to go all the way from Tier 6 to the Champions League. 25 seasons, easy. Easy peasy. Should be looking at under 15 seasons. Come on, boys, we got this. Another goal will scare him to death. Oof. Go on, Arwell. Come on, I want to lift this trophy. I would love to lift this trophy. I am so nervous now. Come on, boys. You know you're a good team. Come on. This is like, oh my goodness me. It's down the middle mostly. So the high line is the correct call. But they're also very dangerous out on the flanks. But I do need to make sure I'm closing them down, because they will cut inside and use the corner of the area. Well done, Karaoke. He's a very underrated player. I couldn't believe it when I saw his attributes. But we've got to do better than this, boys. You can see the speed at which they are getting it forward. They're playing at a very high tempo. We've got to really slow it down. Try and get some possession. But we should be conserving energy. Aged like a fine wine. Top player at the moment, Gwehi. Go on, boys. Go on, Arwell. Take a pot shot. You've got it in you. Go on, son. Nearly. You've got that in your locker, son. The door will be open. Yep, of course it will, Callum. Not enough shots. Gotcha! Yeah! Own goal, I don't care who scores it. Get in! It's 2-1. Now, come on, Barcelona. What have you got? Hakim Gray, get in. I've got a ton of yellow cards. Am I getting stuck in or something? I don't want to be getting stuck in. Yeah, we are. I'm going to take that off. I've got a ton of yellow cards. I can barely look. I can barely look. But I know I've got to keep focused. Because they could change their way of playing at any time. They are a good team, and we've got to give them the respect. Get in, boys. Come on. Certainly more wing play now than we were seeing earlier. Half time. Go and win that trophy. Show everybody what we are capable of. We've got Van, who's very nervous. Go on, boys. We have to keep an eye on him. I have to have a quiet word in his ear when he goes back on the pitch. Everybody's okay. Joel Augusto is playing very well. Blistering pace, good dribbling, balance, agility. I don't want to go anywhere near him. So, yeah, I don't think my boys should be closing down as much. Just balanced. We don't really want to be rushing out at him. So, yeah, we'll do that. We haven't had the most chances, but we have taken our chances, and it is our forward line that is what has kept us going. Karapati has come off. He hasn't got the tackling and the marking to handle this kind of game. So Karapati was being seen off. Nice one, Gray. Get into space. Come on. Cross the box. Get it into the box. We are lethal when you low cross it. They are definitely tackling hard. They are pressing hard. They're aggressive. It's not kind of like Spanish football as I know it. Go on, boys. Go on, Xiao. Xiao Neves. It's in! Arwell Davis! Get in! I said he had it in his locker. Get in! It's 3-1. Is it possible? Is it possible? Stung after half time. Well, Davis, get in, son. Now focus, boys. Focus. Focus, boys. And I need to think about their focus of attack has changed. So what are the visual clues I will get? Still down the flanks. And there's no space. You see, that's what happens if they're focused down the flanks and you've got a lower line. There's no space. Oh, that's not good. Jesus, aber, get a grip. But at the moment, I've got a higher line going on. Come on, boys. Oh, Harwell Davis. Get in, son. Come on, one more. Jesus Abba, where are you? Where are you, Jesus Abba? Why take off the time wasting? It's helping to slow it down, and that's what I want to do. Because they are playing at a really high tempo. And I don't want to play the game at their speed. Ooh. Oh boy. I can barely watch. Barcelona have fallen apart at the moment. Their style of play is not working out. They're looking a bit raggedy at times, Barcelona. But there's them. Yeah, we've got this. They don't know what to do now. We've got a line set that they don't know where to play. And as long as we don't go make a silly mistake, we've won this. And Karaoke's away! Come on, son! Oh, that's poor. Oh, Van isn't quite an Harwell Davis. Oh, boy. Yeah, Neves has been superb. He's getting old now as well. I think he's 32. Tonali's 33. Beck is outstanding. Like, this guy should be nowhere near a Champions League final. He's been outstanding, even if he makes mistakes now. What an outstanding player he's been for me. But I do have Ramirez on the bench, and we're just about edging it. It's not that we're winning easily. It's just we've been a little bit more clinical. But well done, goalkeeper. Focus, boys, focus. Gluck needs to be man-marked. And attacking mid-left, so my right back needs to man-mark him. Has he got the marking capability? Yes, of course he has. I wouldn't have bought him otherwise. He should be. Where is yeah, Gluck is for Van. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, Van. Mark Gluck, who's playing on the left. Come on, boys. 4, and I'll be just like in heaven. You are capable of it. Good. You are capable of this, boys. But also, I think one of the shrewd things was to come into a balanced mentality and not take so many risks. Just be a bit more patient. My right back is Van. So he should be marking the attacking mid-left. So, yeah, I need Gluck taken out of the game. And if he's on the left-hand side... Where is he? Ah, wait a minute. Where's Gluck gone? He's been taken off. Gluck's gone. So I don't have to have him tight marking anyone anymore. We don't need that now. And I need to make some changes in a minute. I don't know who. These boys are doing me proud. Go on, Neves. Go on, Sam. We look good now with the shorter passing, that we've slowed it down, taken the sting out of them. João Neves has had an outstanding game. Go on, Jesus Abba. Somewhere in there is a Jesus. Florian Wirtz! It's in! Florian Wirtz has done it! Is this trophy number 30 of the save? Is the save over? It is 4-1. And I am in heaven now. Get in! It's Florian Wirtz. And this is another trophy. Don't tell me the line system doesn't work. We always win the trophies. And it's time to make some changes. Relax, boys. It's done now. 4-1. It's João Neves is tired, isn't he? João Neves. He's not playing very well, but João Neves is tiring. But I don't want to take him off. I'd rather substitute Carioca. In fact, I'm reluctant to take anybody off at the moment. Carioca probably can come off. So I'm going to put Musiala down here and bring Canote on. I suppose I should be looking at those on a yellow card, but it doesn't matter now. Bajcetic hasn't been at his brilliant best, so Tonali can come on there. And it's like 4-1. Go on, make it 5. Jesus, Abba, rub their noses in it. Rub their noses in it. So where are they? What are they doing now? They're still looking for space in here. But the lines are so tight, he's like having to shoot from 35 yards. But Pedri is a danger, I think. Where is Pedri? Come on, boys, we got this. Anybody getting really tired? 2 yellow cards, Neves and Van. Probably. I don't want to take Neves off, but I also don't want him to get sent off. He's on an 8.9. What a match. So Landerson and Moreno. And that's all the yellow cards off the pitch then. Come on, boys. We are 4-1 up in the Champions League final. Yes! Yes! Send him off, referee. That's Enzo now plays for Chelsea, isn't it? Get him off the pitch. Come on, boys. Oh, come on. We're not going to lose it from here. We have outplayed them, outfoxed them, and outthought them. Offside he's given for that, is he? Look at Akim Gray and Arwell Davis. We'll leave Akim Gray. I bet this boy never thought he was going to be getting... Where is he? Oh, we didn't play him, did we? Peterson is not fully fit, but he can come on for the last 10 minutes. Because Arwell Davis is exhausted. Get in! This is living the dream. Go on, Gray. Oh! This, I did not think this was possible. To do 4 of the 5 major continental trophies in 10 seasons. To win 30 trophies in 10 seasons is unbelievable. That's 3 a season average. Coritiba did the most of them. Yeah, it will be the crime of the century. I want to, I'm going to go to OBS and record the last 10 minutes. Because I think I'm going to watch this forever. Just over 5 minutes. We've done it now. I've got tired bodies out there. I need to slow the game down now. Let's dribble less. Be more disciplined. We don't need to worry about that now. That was an inspired move. I saw that the centre-back was pushing up and that the wing-back was inverted as well, which meant there was space down here. That was inspired by me, even if I say so myself. We don't need to do that now. We'll slow it down now. And we don't need to trigger press so much anymore. See it out, boys. You could see it. Now, they're looking at their wing back. He has, since we scored, he's come back a bit. He was more up here. So that's why I could see this centre back was pushed up. And their wing back has now dropped deeper, because we started targeting that space. Everything is about space. And all we need to do is see this out now. They're not going to score 3 goals in the last few minutes. Easy peasy, boys. We're still counter-attacking, aren't we? Got in! Yes! Oh, boy. We have done it. We have done it. That was not easy, but it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't easy. We just cannot stop winning trophies. We have done it. And not only did we win, we beat them 4-1. And we did go a goal behind as well, didn't we? And we're training tomorrow. I'm disgusted. I'm so happy for all of you. Congratulations. Displaying little emotion, karaoke. Congratulations. How does it feel to win? I'm delighted for everyone. Were you always confident despite moments? I was never confident. You can look at the patterns of play. I looked at the patterns of play. That's what I did. And we've done it. And we have, in a sense, finished the save. And we have won the 4 trophies that we needed to win. So now I'm looking for save ideas, boys. Neves outstanding. What I will do is, as usual, as I always do, I will leave this save for you guys. If you want to continue with this, I'm pretty sure I will at some point. If you want to continue with it, try to win the 5th trophy. As always, I'll upload the save to Google Drive, and I'll leave it for you to download. United rebuild. Yep, could do that. I'm a bit emotional. I am lost for words. I thought, and I said before, that we were not going to win that trophy. That it was my turn not to win. But we did it. We've done it in style. 4-1. I have thought about that. Don't give up as well. And I did start doing it. And so, yeah, it's possible that there will be a look back video. I just need to turn off the recording now. Stop recording. I am just like, oh boy. So I just want to say, thank you guys for supporting me, for living that with me, because I don't know if I could have lived that alone. It was just awesome. And some of you guys have been with me for years in terms of this save, and we've come a long way. And thank you so much for supporting the channel, for supporting me. And what a night that was for me, winning the title by a country mile and then adding the Champions League. I'm gonna go and get something to drink now, a nice cup of tea, try and relax. And wow. Wow, what a day. I really didn't think it was going to happen. But we worked at it, and we knew we had to play a high line. I knew the tempo of the game was too high, and we had to slow it down. And when we moved the lines up, it paid off. And I think we deserved it in the end. We made the right changes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go and I'm not quite sure when I'll get this United rebuild set up. Really not quite sure when I'll be able to do that, but won't be very long. But I might take... What day is it today? It's the 29th. I might take Tuesday off. That is New Year's Eve. So I'll take Tuesday off. And yeah, we will. I'll do a couple of videos. I would like to do hey Dan, yeah, we did. We won the Champions League. And I think there's 2 good ideas there. I want to do a video of the whole story, and then perhaps later then we'll do how we won the Champions League. Or maybe we just need to combine them both. It's just an amazing, amazing day. And this team, it's not the best team in Europe, but look at the results that they've been getting. And they are not the best team in Europe, not by a long way. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, guys. I'll have a think. We'll do something when we come back on Thursday. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. That's the main thing to focus on now. You guys go out, have a great New Year's Eve. I'll be streaming again tomorrow with Ipswich. I've been through the transfer window. It's interesting. And Ipswich are in Europe. We've brought in some boys. I don't think it's good enough, though. Cheers, Christian. And thanks to everybody. If you haven't liked already, guys, and you're sitting there in the chat, please give us a like. It does help the channel more than you know. So we'll be doing the Ipswich one tomorrow. And if anybody's around in the afternoon, come and say hello. I'm going to go now. It's 11 o'clock. Have a good night. Good New Year's Eve. Catch you soon. Stay safe. Take care. See you soon.